Whether you're the incoming or the outgoing CEO, you realize that the CEO's job is complex. And when you think about how little time you're going to have together to actually hand over knowledge and know how from the person leaving to the person arriving, it's pretty intimidating. So, what can you do as individuals and as partners in the CEO transition to actually make the best use of your time together? For the outgoing CEO, the first thing I would suggest is to actually task your team with getting the core briefing documents together, whether it's risk or strategy, government relations, stakeholder relations, HR, whatever your topics are, and make sure there's a briefing, a short one, maybe 5 pages with some links to key documents ready for each of those. As the outgoing CEO, take a look at those briefings and add your unique knowledge to them. Now, you might get into a situation, especially on things like human resources, where you're not going to put that in writing. Those are the things that should go in a meeting with the incoming CEO. But most of the information you're trying to pass forward to the next person actually can go through documentation. Now, some CEOs think, oh my gosh, this is dreadful. This is the worst part of my entire career is trying to hand over this knowledge. Don't get burdened with how. If you find that there's some people on your team that would actually just sit and interview you, record it. Record it on video, record it on your phone, record it on audio. And it's actually that voice that you'll leave behind that would be helpful for the next CEO. Now, what about the incoming CEO? How are you going to even know what questions to ask the outgoing person? If you're from the outside, you don't even know the organization yet. So think about some of those most strategic questions, things that you're going to wonder about 6 months from now. It's actually going to be the things that are not written down. For example, with strategy, how has the strategy changed since it was developed? When was it developed? What was your role as CEO in developing? What was the board's role? What was the most difficult part about developing that strategy? And ask the question, if you were going to develop a strategy in 1 year from now or 2 years from now, how would you do it similarly or differently than you've done it in the past? Because what you're trying to get in your time with the outgoing CEO is their lenses, their perspectives, their ways of approaching things. Not because you have to do it the same, but you're actually just trying to learn their secret sauce, their ways of being successful in the role. Be vulnerable. Tell the outgoing CEO what you feel comfortable with and what you don't feel comfortable with. They're not going to be your boss. They're not your board. They're actually there to help you. And if you feel like there's an actual breakdown between you and the outgoing CEO, it's okay to stop these meetings. Sometimes it's the other person's not wanting to share. Sometimes it's the grief of leaving the role. That's okay. If that relationship fails, or if that person is not around for any reason, turn those questions to the team. CEO job is complex, but take this opportunity and be intentional about handing over the knowledge and know-how from the person who's leaving to the person who's arriving.